Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Celine. So in this channel, it is a pick a card reading. So for this video, I'm going to be giving tarot readings 6 months from now. So your life 6 months from now, what's coming to you, I will be getting down into details in this video. So I have prepared 3 groups for you to choose from, and what you need to do is just pick a card, pick a group that you feel the most drawn to. So you can pick intuitively, or you can pick the cards that are drawing you, or the stones and the crystals maybe drawing you. So make sure you follow your gut and intuition and ask yourself the question, what is coming to my life 6 months from now? So for group number 1, we have the Kitty Corn Tarot deck with the clear crystal, and for group number 2, we have the Crybaby Tarot deck with the rose quartz. For group number 3, we have the Monet Tarot deck with the black obsidian. I will give you a moment of meditation so you can try and pick the group, or if you feel drawn to more than one group, you can also pick 2, that's okay. So what you have to do is just go to the description box below or go to the comment section, and you will see the timestamp to each of these groups, and just click on those timestamps and it will direct you to your reading. So I'll see you at your timestamp, and go ahead and meditate. Hello group number 1. If you chose this group, this is your reading for what is going to happen in your life 6 months from now. So by the time that you watch this video will be this reading. So this is the card that you chose, and this is the crystal. So let's get a clear look at the crystal of your choice. So this is a clear quartz, and maybe you chose this group because you were drawn to this quartz, which is a quartz of spiritual growth, which brings your life balance, healing, and clean energy. So maybe you're looking for that type of growth and some sort of healing energy that you want in your life, or maybe you were just drawn to this card. Whichever it is, this is your reading, group number 1, and let's get right into it, shall we? And I'm just going to put your crystal right here, and let's go, group number 1. Alright, so let's look at this first, Devil. Alright, so maybe there was a real reason you were drawn to this group. Is because you might be having those feelings and guilts inside you that are not really serving you. Maybe I'm going to be honest in my readings, group number 1, and this card tells me that you might need to give up on some of your desires. So for example, in your relationships, you might want something that you think is really important to you, which is of course totally valid, but at the same time, maybe the things that you want but not need are coming from the place of your ego and pride, instead of like the things that will be serving your growth in a sense. And this type of energy is giving me the feelings that you need to be honest with yourself. Take a look at yourself and think about like the energy and also the consequences that your your desires may sometimes have that are not really in align with what you need. So maybe you need some sort of human connections, deep connections, or you need that big promotion in your life. But if you cannot give up on your guilty pleasures like staying up late, watching like cat videos, or maybe those things are very like light examples of your the things that are actually harming you, but those little things can be harmful in the long run to group number one if you don't prioritize what you actually need and know which ones come from the place of ego and not really helpful desires that are harming you in the long run. Well, maybe it's time to get rid of them. So group number one, that's what I can see from you so far, 6 months from now. Wow, okay. So you got the World card. The World card is like the best card in tarot, group number one. So I feel that you need to like really look a very honest look in yourself and see that, okay, like these behaviors, these thoughts, maybe I have a lot of anxiety. If I don't manage them, they will turn into like devil, right? So in order to get rid of those, after that you will experience a sense of accomplishment, fulfillment. So when you take a good honest look at yourself on what you can improve, right, and spiritually as well, like when it comes to your personal growths, they take a long time, but at the end of that journey, you'll be able to experience a sense of completion. In a sense, everything in your life will sort of just make sense, and you'll be able to serve your true authentic self. Because sometimes, let's be honest, we sometimes say things and do things that are not truly in align with who we are or what we truly desire, and we know it. We just have to be honest with ourselves so that we can sort of become authentic, tune into what we really need, and sort of just feel complete after working on ourselves, group number one. So what is group number one life going to look like 6 months from now? Let's get more details. I want to know. Alright, Five of Cups tells me that you will definitely experience a loss, and I feel like when it comes to this card tells me that you'll be in a sense of like, this all makes sense, right? This has to sort of connectivity with this devil card, because when you are on a journey of self-growth, when you're growing up, there are growing pains inside. When you grow up or when you change for the better, it is not always pretty. And this Five of Cups tells me that you will have to give up on your addiction and maybe like the routine that no longer serves you. So in a sense, it may feel very sad and you might feel like, oh no, like I don't have any joy anymore in my life. But at the end of the day, you need to look at things from a bigger perspective, right? So you will feel a sense of loss as well. Like you will feel like you're losing too much of things. You will even like fall into this trap of like pitying, self-pity. And sometimes self-pitying can be good, but at the same time, when it comes to being pitiful on yourself, when you sort of give up on your unhealthy behaviors, like watching cat videos again, you might think, okay, like my joy is gone. But actually, when you sort of get out of that self-pity zone, you'll be able to experience the true growth in yourself, group number one. So that is what I can see in your reading so far. I want to know more about what is exactly coming to you 6 months from now, what's coming to you. And I hope you can appreciate my honesty, group number one, in your reading. I'll be completely honest as much as I can, and that can be helpful to you as well. All right, so King of Pentacles tells me that there might be a person entering your life, or maybe this is a representation of you, group number one. this person is a person who is extremely hardworking, or I feel like this is a person of your inspiration in a sense, group number one. So this person knows what, at least on the outside, right? This person got it all together in terms of their security in their material world, and they are very much so like they seem to just get their life together, group number one. So this person coming into your life has this type of masculine energy, right? But that doesn't have to mean that they are men. They can be females with masculine energy, and this person is sort of like inspiration for you to like give up and try to get out of that self-pity zone. So I feel like when you're working on yourself, this person will be a source of inspiration. That's what I can see from this reading so far. And I want to make sure that if this is a role model that you want to be or you want to look like. So let's see, group number one, what is coming to you in 6 months from now? All right, Ace of Pentacles tells me that there is a very big chance of promotion, group number one, or some sort of like income, prosperity coming to your life. So I feel as though this person might be just your boss or your sort of seniors in your workplace. This person has it all together and you sort of inspire, bounce off of each other, and because of that, you sort of are given the opportunity to succeed and sort of like get what you want material in the material world wise, group number one. Or maybe you are an earth sign, so think of Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and or maybe this person or the boss or the seniors might be the earth sign. So I see a lot of like connectivities with this person in terms of your career, group number one. So that is what I can see so far. So for the left side, I can see a lot of like your personal life where you need to sort of like give up on some sort of silly, like I can say like silly desires that you know you can work on and get out of easily, lest you reflect on yourself and are honest with yourself, sort of like getting rid of bad habits, essentially, group number one. So that is what I can see for you, and let's get more into detail, shall we? What is coming to your life? So Ampera tells me that I feel like you have a lot of people, or maybe you are the type of person who needs to have a lot more discipline in a sense. Maybe like this devil card is in connectivity with Ampera. So perhaps you need to sort of like become more attuned with your plans, for actually following through it, right? Not just daydreaming about it, but actually becoming that type A personality that you know you can be, and not in a forceful way, but in a way that you know you can separate from your work and personal life. So that is what I can see. I feel like you can use a lot of this Ampera energy in your life for 6 months from now, group number one, so that you can sort of achieve all that you desire. If there is no work, there is no play either. So you need to try to find that balance between work and play. So I feel like it's okay for you to sort of become more organized and become more of a person who is a little bit more workaholic, as to say. And that doesn't mean that your play will be lost, although you might feel like that sometimes, group number one. But that's okay. And I think, let's see what else your spiritual guides might have to say. So Fool card tells me that you're the type of person who is a little bit like adventurous. You give off like a very youthful, innocent, pure type of energy to me, group number one. And or maybe this card is a representation card that tells me you need to sometimes like look at things from a new perspective, right? So if you're feeling sad about giving up on things, you might want to relax using other hobbies. Picking up other hobbies can be something you will do or you can do 6 months from now that will take place in your life. So I feel like you're trying to take a more of an sort of how do you call it, optimistic outlook on life. Like after you sort of get out of that self-pity, you will sort of feel like, okay, you know, this is silly, this was silly, I just need to be more positive. I have all the things that I need if I just follow and be a little bit more conscious, if that's the word, be a little bit more hardworking in a sense, group number one. So Magician card tells me that you're the type of person who knows exactly like how to get things done 6 months from now. So I feel like you're having like a lot more self-confidence 6 months from now or throughout those months in the durations during the months as well, because this card tells me that you have what it takes. All that takes is for you to sort of try to look at things from a different perspective and take a look at things from like a fresh perspective. That is what I can see, because you already have the things that you know you can make it come true. And once you just get out of those self-pity phase, I know that the world is right there for you to gain. That's what I can see for your life 6 months from now. I want to know a little bit more detail before. Oh, okay. All right, 2 cards just popped out. So 5 of Wands and High Priestess. So I feel like you have a hard time trusting your intuition at times, group number one, but I feel like that is completely normal with the 5 of Wands that just fell out together. So 5 of Wands is all about your motivation, your desire, your sort of passion. So I feel like you sort of have this fight with yourself. You have fight with yourself, and it may be like your self-doubt, or maybe you tend to sort of go over like your past over and over. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope you appreciate it, because when it comes to like sort of going back on the past and trying to like dwell on it, I feel like you have a sense of rumination. You think it might be helpful, so you have this type of energy that you go back to the past conflicts sometimes. So because of that, you are in conflict with your intuition as well. Like you don't know if you can like trust your intuition. That's why you keep going back to the past conflicts, because you always think, okay, what else did I miss? Or you want things to be a little bit more perfect than it should be, and you have a hard time with letting go of things because sometimes you think, okay, you know, I don't know if I can trust myself or not. But this Magician card tells me and confirms me that yes, of course you do. And all you have to do is just try to be a little bit like a fool in this card, right? So just try to embark on new hobbies, journeys, meeting new people, getting new inspirations, being more like people you want to be, not in a forceful way, but in a way that sort of like balance out all the aspects of your life as you wish to be, group number one. So that is what I can see for you. And actually I want to like know a bit more about your love life too, group number one. So I'm going to be taking a look at it. So I'm going to just shuffle all these cards and see what your love life exactly looks like as well 6 months from now. Because so far I can see a lot of just self-growth journey and what you need to do in order to achieve what you want in your material world. So I want to know what's coming to you 6 months from now in your love life as well. So, ooh, okay, Fool. So I feel like you will meet your love interest when you're sort of going after new hobbies, something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, but not too much. So when you're trying to like try something new, or like maybe take up dancing, or maybe take up singing, or something that just makes you giggle and have fun. So can be anything that sort of like gets you out of the house. So I feel like you will meet that person in that type of mood. Ooh, okay, Tower card tells me that you are likely to meet your person when everything is falling apart, not in a bad way. So group number one, in this card, I can sense that when you're sort of feeling like everything in your life is falling apart, and when you're sort of getting rid of the bad habits, that's when this is like a confirmation card for the first one actually. So you will meet that person when you're in the journey of breaking down a part of all the things that you don't need in your life. It can be your friendships, maybe like toxic friendships, or even like family members or people that you no longer need to be with. And when you find like a new social circle to be with, so you will meet that person during that time of your life falling apart, but in a sense that sort of paths your life into a better position, group number one. So let's see where else your love life is going to look like in 6 months from now. Okay, Five of Cups tells me that you're going to sort of feel very much like down and about when it comes to your love life, because you feel as though you're not quite ready, because you're sort of in that area in your life where you're a bit more focused. So I feel like this is your spiritual guide telling you that you need to sort of celebrate your success as well, right? This has connections with each other, because when you're not focusing on your success, and when you say, okay, I'm too busy to be focused on my love life, and when you're like that, you fail to see the opportunities that are in front of you, and because of that, you might fall into again the trap of self-pity, like, oh, I cannot do this love life right now. I'm focused on my career, I'm focused on my habits. But you can still enjoy your love life developing or meeting new person in your life, even if you don't have it all together. So remember to celebrate your successes in both love life or career and your personal habits. Don't be too hard on yourself, group number one. I feel like you're the type of person who goes a lot. So Knight of Pentacles tells me that your love interest is the one that's coming to your life in terms of like maybe in your workplace you will have another love interest too, but this person may be very slow to arrive. So Knight of Pentacles is a type of person who gives off a youthful energy. They may be a little bit flirtatious, and also they're the type of person who is a little bit on the hard working side, but maybe they're like younger than you, I can see. So Knight of Pentacles, think of again earth sign, so it's very slow. There is a love potential, that's for sure. They are introspective, but also they're the planner. So when they come to you, group number one, it will be slow 6 months from now, but it will be slow, but it will be something that they know that they want. So because of that, you have some options right here. So I feel like you can have fun with this person, or maybe this is actually a card for you to sort of just try new things, but you have some love potentials for sure. So let's see, group number one. So okay, so this card tells me that you will definitely like be able to, you're like this person, right? When you relax, you just relax, and you tend to go in an extreme mode sometimes. So I think that's why you try to think, okay, I'm focused on this, I cannot focus on other. You do not believe in multitasking, I think. So because of that, you feel like, okay, I cannot multitask both love, working on myself and my love life. But as long as you're focused on trying to become better and trying to show up as a better person, you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, that's for sure. So there you go. Three of Cups tells me that your love interest or some sort of like celebrations or parties or some sort of marriage ceremonies, I think that's where you might see. So maybe in a group work project you might see it, or maybe in a group settings you will see your love interest, potential love interest, group number one. So Two of Swords tells me that sometimes like you're very indecisive. This card tells me a lot about your personality a little bit. Maybe you tend to be the person that does not know what to do when it comes to making decisions. You tend to struggle a bit with it, which might be why part one of your reading reading told me like you had a hard time trying to get out of your bad habits, in a sense, to sort of make a better decisions for yourself, to focus on personal growth instead of other things. So you tend to be a little bit indecisive, and I think because of that you might have a hard time trying to see your potential love interests. So Six of Pentacles tells me that when it comes to your material world, this person coming to your life will be a little bit more generous, and also I feel like this might be you as well. So you tend to be like, even though you think in extremes and are hard on yourself sometimes, and you tend to struggle in balancing things and deciding things, you tend to be a very generous type of person. So you tend to work very well in group settings, or maybe 6 months from now you'll be getting into more of the group settings more than you are likely to be because of how you just started working on yourselves. So I see that you will be able to sort of be in a group of people, sea of people. That's what I can see. So that's where you can shine to your love interest for sure. When you're just being in your own natural states of like being kind and having that friendly aura around you, group number one, that's how you will meet your love interest 6 months from now too. So that's where I can see even your love life, group number one. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Hello, welcome group number two. So if you chose group number two, this is your reading for you. What is coming to your life 6 months from now? What things are taking place? We will get down to the bottom of it, all the details as much as I can. So if you chose this card, maybe you were drawn to this deck, or maybe you were drawn to this rose quartz. Let's take a closer look at it. So rose quartz is a crystal of healing and also self-love and communication. So maybe you chose this because you might feel like you need to be in more sort of like in touch with your communication skills, or sort of like looking after yourself a little bit more. Or maybe you were just drawn to the appearance of it. But regardless, this is the reading for you, group number two, your life 6 months from now. So let's take a look at the card underneath. So the Emperor card, okay, your 6 months from now, your life is going to be filled with you trying to follow through all your plans that you have got out for you. So maybe you were in a bit of a planning stage, but in 6 months from now, you're getting down to the bottom of just carrying it through with the actions, not just speaking through it, but going and doing with the actions. So this card popped out immediately. So Queen of Swords tells me that you will be, this is a card of communication, which is in connection to rose quartz. So this tells me that 6 months from now, you're going to be very much so cutthroat, right? Not in a scary sense, but in a very motivated sense, where you know exactly what kind of things you need to give up on, maybe relationships, other people. You'll be able to cut out the things that you don't need, and you'll be able to go for what you want. And 6 months from now, I see that you will be clearly communicating your goals, plans, and also what exactly you want, and setting the boundaries that you need as well in your life. So this sort of like Queen of Swords tells me that you have sort of like the energy of both earth sign, think of Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, and also I can see the air sign as well. So air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So think of that. Maybe you are the air sign, or maybe you're the earth signs. Or I think that when it comes to Queen of Swords, you're not afraid to sort of like just go for what you need, and you'll be able to use clear communication. So you're on a roll in 6 months from now, that's for sure. With the Emperor energy, I can see you fulfilling all the goals that, or you're definitely like in work, sort of like flow state, right? When you're working and when you get into that flow state, you sort of finish and accomplish the things that you want to do very fast, very much, very well done. So people around you will see you as this person who is going all in your work or in your relationships or in your plans and in your goals. They will see you doing the things that they wish they did, and you'll be feeling with all those admirers as well. That's what I can sense, group number 1. So Two of Swords tells me that with 6 months from now, you're going to be having to make some sort of decisions, and you'll be able to choose from a lot of like options. So I feel like maybe some people will come into your life to sort of like maybe you work for someone, for example, and you have the choice to sort of settle for this salary with these benefits, or maybe but it's in a different city, but another one has lower salary, but it is in the same city. So you seem to be very like indecisive about it, because when it comes to making decisions like that, of course you'll be very much so like confused, like do I go for that? But at the end of the day, group number 2, I can sense that when it comes to making decisions and being indecisive, you can sort of like determine based on how you feel and what you know is your worth. So when it comes to it, I can see that you will not be afraid to sort of ask for what you need with the Queen of Swords energy. So even if you're indecisive, you'll be able to communicate clearly, like, okay, I need more. Can you give it to me? I have these choices that are being offered to me. So you will not settle for any less than you want or need 6 months from now, group number 2. So 8 of Pentacles tells me that you're being very much so very into your plans and material world. In the material world, you are having these type of like just high standards, and you're very dedicated in your work. So I can sense a lot of workaholic energy. And so because of that, I think that maybe you are already in a stage where you thought that you need to get it all together. So that's why you're being very dedicated. The World card is the best card that you can get in tarot, group number 2. So this tells me that anything that you sort of want, it will come to you. You will feel a sense of accomplishment and completions. So I can see that your hard work will definitely pay off in the long run 6 months from now. So you'll feel like, okay, I got everything that I want with the communication, with the plans, with the actions that I take to accomplish my plans. So group number 2, I can see that, ooh, okay, the Lovers. So you're getting a lot of great cards. The Lovers and the Knight of Cups sort of came hand in hand. So the Lovers card tells me that you're going to have a very good soulmate energy type of romantic relationship or love interest 6 months from now, group number 2. And Knight of Cups tells me that this person coming into your life, they will be a bit younger than you, or maybe they just have this type of young energy, and they sort of bring you like, you know, the energy that you need to sort of chill down from all your workaholic energy. And when I say workaholic, maybe like you can take it as though it is a negative thing, but at the same time, it is something that will bring you a sense of accomplishment. So I feel like whatever like makes you feel accomplished and you work towards it, that is something that I definitely support. So, but this person, what I mean is this person is definitely Knight of Cups. They will sort of bring you the energy of, okay, you know, let's chill a little bit. Not in a sense like, okay, don't be workaholic, but in a sense, okay, I really admire your work ethics, but we need to sort of chill and try to focus on getting our emotional world fulfilled as well. So that's what I can see. I can see that this person is very caring, sensitive, poetic, and very like soulmate energy is what I can sense for sure. And so I think this is working out for you 6 months from now, group number 2, even like with the love interest. And I feel like that's because you focus on yourself really well as well. Even if others may look at you like as though you're just all about work, 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 but still, this person will admire that aspect of you that others may think like it's too much. But it's never too much when it comes to the right person, right? So the Tower card tells me that definitely you will be able to sort of shed all these things that you don't need in your life. So for example, the things that you don't need can be your bad habits, or the things that you don't need can be your friendships. Or 6 months from now, I can see that you will be entering into some sort of a new stage, but before that, things have to come to an end, right? And I can see that those things will come to an end. And not in a sense that but this person I feel like will be able to when it comes to in connectivity with Knight of Cups, this tells me that this person can sort of like break down your walls, sort of like shedding your skin. So you might have this type of like, okay, I got it, and you might have this very much type A energy, but when you meet this person, you'll be able to like let your guard down a little bit and sort of enjoy what life has to offer, emotionally speaking. So I think this can be a representation of your emotional guards falling down as well due to your love soulmate energy. And three cards just came out immediately. So 6 of Pentacles, the Temperance. I'll move this a little bit so you can see all the cards. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles tells me that definitely this tells me and confirm what I was feeling and the energy that I was getting. So 6 of Pentacles tells me that you need to be able to like not only give like with your work or your goals and your ambitions and your plans, not only give but also remember to take. That's what I can see. I can see that you want to be like the best in what you give and give your best efforts, but remember that there is a give and take, and you need to try to take care of yourself as well. And this kind of reminds me and makes sense why you may have chosen this too, because this is a stone of like self-love. So I feel that you need to sort of take some time of yourself, find the balance. Temperance card tells me try to like just get the love that is coming your way in a relaxed manner. Try to not be too hard on yourself. But with the Ace of Swords, you will like come to a realization that okay, yes, I need to calm down, I need to be patient a little bit more. And yes, of course, I want my skills to be improved. Of course, I want to succeed in my savings and things like that. So 6 months from now, you'll be coming into the realizations that, okay, things will, like, time will be able to tell the fruits of my labor. So in that sense, I need to sort of just take what I can take and give what I can take, but in a very balanced manner, not in a sense where you will be able to give in too much of yourself, group number 2. So I think that you're being very smart about it as well with the Ace of Swords. This is a very air energy, so I feel like you might be an air sign as well. So that's what I can see for your life 6 months from now, group number 2. So let's see what else is happening in your life 6 months from now. I want to get down to the bottom of it. So 8 of Wands tells me that you're going to sort of like go in quick with your decisions. So when it comes to the decisions that we talked about earlier, after you come to realization that, okay, I need to sort of have a balance in my work, in my efforts, in my sort of like ambitions, you sort of come to these decisions very quickly. So I feel like Ace of Swords and 8 of Wands sort of go hand in hand, because these cards tell me that 6 months from now you'll be able to sort of make the decisions very quickly after you sort of realize that, okay, I just need to try and be a little bit more patient with my skills, with my time, and also just trying to, focus on other aspects of my life too. So with the 8 of Wands, this tells me that a lot of ideas are coming your way after that. So I feel like you will not see it as though there are only two options or choices in your life. Maybe you will be able to realize, okay, I have two choices, but the ideas, like the propositions that I can make in order to choose, in order to sort of negotiate, as to say, I can sort of do that, right? So you will have a lot of ideas about how to go about it in order to get what you want. So group number 2, I can see you, I think you're a very smart person, group number 2. That's what I can see. A lot of mental energy, right? You'll be spending all your time, money, and efforts into developing yourself mentally, working hard toward your goals. And 10 of Pentacles, this tells me that you're definitely going to succeed in the material world. So you are going to be able to, 6 months from now, you'll be able to have all your efforts sort of coming together, and this is in connection with the world as is center as well. So you'll be able to like succeed in your projects, and this tells me that now you can let go. Now you can take it easy. So maybe taking it easy can be done during your, goals accomplishment, but also taking it easy can be done in the middle of your goals as well. So either way, I can see that 6 months from now, you're going to be just really smart type A. Even if you're not type A, you'll be just, following through your plans in a very smart manner. You'll be getting offers, decisions to make, but after you'll be able to have a lot of ideas about how to go about your decisions, and you'll be able to realize and know that, okay, I need to take it easy, I need to develop my skills at a steady pace rather than rushing it too quickly. And you'll be able to have the very soulmate type of, the Lovers is like the best card in love reading. The soulmate love card comes out as well. So I can see that 6 months from now, you'll be able to just enjoy what you have worked so hard for, and you have this love interest opportunity as well. Okay, so group number 2, that was the end of your reading. I really hope you enjoyed my honest and also detailed tarot reading for you today. So if you liked, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Hello, welcome group number 3. So if you chose this group, this is your reading on what your life is 6 months from now. So you chose this group maybe because of the appearance of the card, or maybe you liked this black obsidian. So black obsidian is a stone of like clarity, healing, and also protections and making better decisions. So maybe you feel as though you want some sort of protections and some sort of like decisions that you want to make clearly, or maybe you were just attracted to this intuitively. So let's get right down into your reading, group number 3. So your first card tells me, the Magician card tells me that 6 months from now, you're going to be going for it. So whatever that you have on your mind about what you want to accomplish 6 months from now, you're going to be able to start taking actions. You're not only going to think about it, and I feel like this is very similar to group number 2 as well, type of energy. So you're going to be able to manifest anything that you want in your life. So you are on a roll of sort of knowing exactly what you want and having that self-confidence that you need in order to push yourself through the goals that you want to accomplish. So you're going to go for it. You're becoming very goal-oriented, action-oriented, and you'll be able to have and use a lot of your willpowers as in a sense as well. Okay, 2 cards just popped out. So the Hierophant tells me that you're going to be going to like church a lot, or maybe you're going to do a lot of like meditation, or I can sense that you're going to sort of be in touch with your spirituality type of aspect of your personality. So I feel that in order to get what you want and what you manifest in, you're going to be seeking some sort of counselor or guidance from the person who is working in a religious setting. You don't have to be necessarily like religious in order to go and ask advice from a person who is fairly like religious, right? So I feel and I can see that you will be going for a mentor type of person to sort of seek out advice on what you want to do and how you can go about it. And you're going to be sort of meeting that person that person is someone that values tradition, that's someone who sort of follows the rules. So this person might be like someone older than you and someone that is like a mentor type of energy, maybe your boss, maybe your friend, but a little bit older friend with more experience in the things that you want to do. Or maybe I feel like this might not be exactly like that type of guidance type of energy. This can also be like your friend as well. So let's see here. Five of Wands tells me that when it comes to your goals and your passion, you tend to sort of like struggle with having a lot of fear about your competitions, right? 6 months from now, as you are working. 6 months from now, as you're working through your goals and dreams, you will be able to see like a lot of competitions. But you know, sometimes when you sort of go for something that you want, you will see that that market is very oversaturated. So that is what you feel like you will see, and that is what you realize is different from how you imagined it, right? So for example, when you want to get something, you think that it will become or come into your life very quickly. But group number 3, I can sense that in order to sort of achieve your goal 6 months from now, after getting much guidance, you need to also be in tune with, to sort of like get in touch with reality as well. That of course sometimes you might have these competitions, but can you have that type of consistency and something unique in your life that you can bring that is very different from your competition, right? So you might be afraid of your competitions, which is normal, but don't let that get you down in terms of you pursuing your goals. That is what I can see 6 months from now. So 9 of Cups tells me that you will definitely experience your emotional stability 6 months from now. So you'll be feeling very satisfied with whatever you are going to sort out for. And these 2 cards just came out, and Judgment card tells me that you will be a changed person a little bit. So even though you might not know or feel it, 6 months from now, you're going to develop a lot more personal growth and a lot more personal gains and a lot more hope for the future. So I feel that that is in connectivity with Fight of Wands as well. So you'll be able to reflect and sort of like see what your unique points are, like I have said. And this is like a confirmation card, in a sense, that what I just said. So you'll be able to like see hope, like you will be feeling less fearful about your competition in a sense. And 9 of Cups tells me that you'll be able to feel very much so stabilized in terms of that fear. So Page of Pentacles tells me that there is definitely there's definitely an opportunity coming your way, but that is an opportunity that you can decide to take or not, because this might be something that is very much ambitious but also very much innocent. So this is an energy that tells me that maybe you or someone you know might offer you with an opportunity to work together on a project that sounds very amazing, that sounds very fresh and new. So maybe you want to go for it. If you want, you can go for it as well. And I feel like this type of project being offered to you will sort of bring the hope that you needed when you were struggling with if you're unique enough or not. But in a sense, maybe this is you as well. So I feel like you'll be having these new projects that are actually very much so out of the box, and also something that is you just started from scratch, right? So I feel like you might be working with another person, or maybe you will be working with new ideas. But with the Page of Pentacles, right, this is a very good hardworking card, but also ambitious. So playful energy. So I feel like in order to sort of get in touch with whether or not you want to go for it, I feel that you can use your own judgment as well 6 months from now. But either way, as long as you know and feel like, okay, no, if I try it, it's better than not trying it. Then if you don't want any regrets on pursuing it, then of course you can go ahead and go for it. But this is something that I want to say, this is going to be a new project that will take a longer time, like you are just planting the seeds, right? So that is something that I can see 6 months from now. You might be planting seeds in the new and fresh projects that you might have to be patient in order for you to see bloom. So 8 of Wands, this tells me that 6 months from now you're going to be like not reckless, but in a sense that you just go for it. So remember what I said about it is up to you whether or not you want to go for planting the seeds. I think 6 months from now you will go for it immediately. 8 of Wands is a very fast energy, and this tells me that you might be like Wands is a fire sign, right? So think of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you might be a fire sign, or you might be an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So, but 8 of Wands tells me that you're going to just go for it. So when it comes to having the ideas that you want to become true, you want to realize true, you want to sort of, go for it, you just go for it. So you are just like the magician, right? You know what you need and you just manifest anything that you want without thinking much. And I admire that energy a lot. Group number 3, in this day and age, a lot of people tend to be very fearful, but 6 months from now, you're just not really letting those types of fear, scare you, but you just go for it with the sense of excitement and a sense of adventurousness in a sense. So 4 of Wands tells me that you might be like having a lot of ceremony, celebrations, and maybe you will meet the people that will guide you into your goals in terms of meeting them in group settings. So think of church, think of wedding ceremonies, think of being in home, so home parties. So I feel like this might be a bit of your love interest as well. Maybe people that you will meet that are important and meaningful to you, you will meet them in your sort of home settings or another person's home. So 2 of Pentacles, this tells me that in terms of your material world, you're going to be sort of planning and looking at different ideas and possibilities. So remember what I said about how you have this new project idea being offered to you. So with the 2 of Pentacles, that is a confirmation card that tells me that you're going to be able to look at different ideas, and maybe like you'll be able to gain ideas from being around groups of people and you're from your mentor. So I can sense that you might be earth sign or you might be the fire sign. So that is what I can see so far. So let's see what's coming for you 6 months from now in more details. Group number 3. I want to know a little bit more. Okay, so 5 of Pentacles tells me that you're going to be definitely feeling a sense of confusion. So when it comes to conflict, you might be able to sort of get over it with the 2 of Wands. So I feel that when it comes to your worry, remember what I said about you not letting the worry get to you. So 6 months from now, you will be, of course, going to be feeling anxious and maybe like even discouraged by the people around you. So when it comes to that, you are able to like easily bounce back as well with the 2 of Wands. So 2 of Wands sort of tells me that you're going to be able to just, when someone tells you you cannot do something, you just look at things from different perspective, trying to see, okay, you tell me I can do it, but what about this? So for example, you try to see the positive possibilities and you just try to think on the positive side, but not in a way that's oblivious to the reality, right? With the Five of Wands, 6 months from now, you will try to be not be oblivious to reality, or maybe this is your guide here that you need to be in touch with reality so that you don't, you take some lessons from your feeling of anxiety as well. You don't have to shut them down as well. So Two of Pentacles right here also tells me that when it comes to sort of like having the options, you will be sort of like seeing which options might be working for you. So I feel like it might be Page of Pentacles with the new projects, or with this type of whether to work by yourself with your own idea or whether to work with other people. I feel like that's something you will have to choose from 6 months from now. So let's see what else you're going to feel and face 6 months from now. Okay, so King of Swords tells me that you will definitely be in need of some discipline. So you have all these like goals, and to you it's big goals and something that you venture yourself out to be. So because of that, you might need some discipline as well, and your guides are telling you that you need to sort of have some discipline. So in order to get what you want, you just have to be disciplined. That's what I can see so far. So let's see what else. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I feel like you are having a lot of like luck when it comes to going after your dreams. So I can sense like you might be a musician, or you might be someone who is a little bit into art and or maybe creative side. So when someone or some people might challenge you that your artistic or creative side might not be able to give you the stability in the material world, you might sort of like with your Two of Wands energy, you might sort of, see more possibilities instead. That, okay, of course, like it might not bring much money, but you will still be able to feel satisfied anyways, because what you're doing is doing what you love, right? And doing what you love might be just better than what anyone else could be doing, even if it's for security. And I feel like you value your fulfillment, emotionally speaking, more than having those material accomplishment in a sense. So that is what I can see happening to you 6 months from now, group number 3. I really hope that you enjoyed and appreciate my honest and very detailed reading for you today. And I hope to see you in my next video. If you like, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below to let me and others know that you were here for your reading. Thank you so much.